Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, in this course I will explain the technical aspects of pseudocode, structure diagrams and flowcharts. I will also solve past paper questions related to each topic to help you understand the concepts more easily. So in this chapter we will discuss the flowchart, the pseudocode, the structure diagram and the loops like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Dear students, what is algorithm? An algorithm is step-by-step set of instructions designed to perform a task. It's very simple. Any step-by-step instructions is called algorithm. In a simple words, any step-by-step instructions to perform a task or to make a program is called algorithm. And step-by-step instruction is called program. In computer science, step-by-step instruction to perform a task is called program. So if you write any instructions to perform a task, to solve a problem, that is called algorithm. So we can also say a sequence of instructions to write a program code is called algorithm. Very simple. Step-by-step instructions is called algorithm. Types of algorithms. There are three types of algorithms. Structure diagram. Structure diagram means modular representation. Modular representation, like this is like a tree structure. A module is only apparent if it has one or more child modules. So one module have many childs. In this structure diagram, we will design the task by tree structure. I will also explain the past paper question, that how we can make the structure diagram. Similarly, we will also explain the pseudocode in the flowcharts one by one. Pseudocode means code representation. It is like English instruction. We will write the task like English instructions. In pseudocode, we will represent the code representation which is similar to English instructions. While in flowchart, we will diagrammatically represent. So diagrammatical representation of a problem is called flowchart. These are three types. One by one we will explain it. This is a past paper question in which I will explain how the structure diagram works. A satellite navigation system works using destination detail entered by the user. Either a new destination or chosen from the previous saved destination. So the input values are from the new destination or chosen from the previously saved destination. So we have two inputs, new destination and previously saved destination. So we will highlight it. The satellite navigation system will then output. Now there are output direction of the destination in the form of either visual map or list direction. A navigation system is an example of computer system that made of subsystem. The structure diagram shows some of its subsystem. Complete the diagram by filling in the empty box. This is the question in which we have identified the input and the output. So what is the input? The input is destination detail entered by the user, either a new destination or chosen from the previously saved destination. So new destination and previously saved destination is the input destination, and map and visual is the output destination. So input destination, we will input what we will input in the from the question. We will input the previously saved destination or the new destination. Saved destination or the new destination. Here we will write put the output direction, output destination. So the output destination have map and list. So we will fill this question like that. So satellite navigation have two parts: input destination, output direction. So from the question we have put new destination and save destination. Output directions contain map and list. Okay. So this is structure diagram, where each parent module have two. Here is two children, two child modules, input destination and output direction, and input destination have further two modules, new destination and saved destination. This type of diagram is called structure diagram, in which we represent the problem, the task in a tree shape, in modular shape. This is called structure diagram. Pseudocode. Pseudocode is a simple method of showing an algorithm. It describes that the algorithm does by using English keywords that are very similar to those used in high programming languages. Means that if you are writing any code using the pseudocode algorithm, so it is like English keywords that are very similar of high level languages. So high level languages like C++, Python, they are similar to pseudocode, and pseudocode is using English keywords. So there are similarity between the pseudocode and the high level languages. To represent a problem, pseudocodes have some rules. Non-professional font is used throughout. Non-professional font means that you will not use any professional font. You will not use any professional font like Arial. You will like in a simple way. You need to write in a simple writing way to represent the problem. No need to write in a stylish way. No need to write in any font style. So you need to write in a simple English, in a simple writing to represent the problem. All keywords means all keywords, words used to describe specific action like input, output. You need to write input, output. If you need to write in capital words. This is the rule of writing pseudocode. We will write a pseudocode in the next slide. All names given to data item may be price, name, age. All these are called data item. It should be written in capital words. Where conditional statement like if statement, the loops, for loop, while loop, do while loop, need to write in capital words. These are the four rules of writing the pseudocodes. We need to follow these four loops whenever we are writing the pseudocode. Before writing the pseudocode, I want to explain what is variable and constant. Variable may be changed. For example, age. Age is a variable. Sum, count, name, all these are variable. It can be changed. Mr. X, X, Y, A, B, C. In mathematics, we are writing A equal to 2. Sometimes we write A equal to 3. So 2 is changed in 3. So variable can be changed. So an identifier whose value can be changed throughout the program is called variable. But the constant cannot be changed. For example, gravity value is 9.8. It can't be changed anywhere throughout the program. The gravity value will be 9.8. In physics, you are solving the problems. In that problems, you are declaring g equal to 9.8. So throughout the problem, that is 9.8. Pi value in mathematics is 3.142. Throughout the program, it cannot be changed. We didn't hear that pi value is 4.8 or like that. Pi value is always 3.142. So such type of values which cannot be changed throughout the program is called constant, where the values which can be changed throughout the program, that is called variable. Weight is a variable. Age is a variable which is changing. Weight is changing. Temperature is a variable. So those identifier whose value can change throughout the program, that is called variable. Data type, integer, whole number. For example, 55, 105, where there is no decimal point, that is called integer. Real number is also called float number, that is decimal number. For example, 4.8, where the point is involved. String, alphanumeric, character, all these are called string. For example, Asim 1, 2, 3, school at rate of 1, etc. CHAR, it means character, single character, A, B, C, hash, etc. One character is called. If you want to represent one character, you need to write CHAR. Boolean means true or false, on or off. So these are the four types of data type. Integer, where there is no decimal point, 55, 100, etc. minus 2, minus 3. Real number, which means decimal number, which include decimal number like 4.5, 0.9, etc. String, more than one character, or more than one character and numeric mixture of numeric and mixture of alphabetic and numeric, or only characters, that is called string. Character CHAR, one represent one character, either B or C, etc. Declaration and initialization of variable is very necessary. For example, if you are declaring marks, or if you want to declare uh, integer type, count is integer type. So you need to write declare count integer, declare name string, initialization. Initialization means assigning a value. For example, if we assign count to 0, sum to 0, so assigning to a value to a variable is called initialization. For loop, it is known as count control loop. It uses a fixed range, for example 1 to 10, 5 to 15, 1 to 1000. It has starting and ending point. For example, if I write here for x1 to 5, input number So user will need to input 5 time numbers. For 1 it will input the number next x means the next time the value will be x value will be 2 to 5. The user will be input the number. Then the next time the value will be x value will be 3. The user will input the number. Next time the number will be 4 and 5. So 1 to 5 the user will input the numbers. That is called for loop. Dear students, here the sum is initialized with 0. So we have the sum value is equal to 0. Sum value is equal to 0. For x is a variable. For the first time x is equal to 1. For 1 you will input a value. For example, you input 5. You input 5. Any value, 15 or 16 or suppose I have input a number 5. Sum is equal to sum plus number. So the sum value is 0 because we have initialized the sum is equal to 0. So this is 0 plus the number which you have entered, that is 5. So it is equal to 5 because you enter 5. Now the sum value 0 is changed to 5 because you have did a process of addition here. Sum plus number. So sum is 0 and number is 5. So 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. Now this will now again in the next step, this will be not 0. This will be equal to 5. Now the loop will again repeat because this I have done for first time. Now it will again repeat for the second time. For the first time they have done this process. For the second time 1 to 40 it will repeat unless and until it reaches to 40. For the second time if you input a value 3, the next value you have entered 3. Now the 3 value, the sum is already 5 because sum is changed from 0 to 5. So 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3. This value will be now not 5 because 5 you have add 3 with 5. So this value will be now 8. The sum value will be 8. Now again for 3 to 40, 4 to 40 you will input the numbers. Unless and until it reach to 40. It reach to 40. When it reach to 40, so then this loop will be stopped and it will display the sum, the whole number. For example 1000 or 2000 or whatever be the number, it will display the whole number. In this way the for loop add the numbers, or you can put the counting the numbers, whatever you want to put inside the for loop, they will perform their task. Repeat loop, known as post condition loop. It iterates at least once. Stop when condition is true. Here the initialization value count is equal to 0. It will display the static because output is static. 0 plus 1 until counter is greater than 9. 1, so counter is equal to now 1. 1 is greater than 9. No, it is false. So the loop will be repeat again. Again it will print the static. Now the counter will become 2. 2 is greater than 9? No, the loop will again repeat. Unless and until it reaches to 9. 9 is greater than 9? No, it will again repeat. Next time the counter value is 10. 10 is greater than 9. When the counter value is become 10, the loop will be stopped, because it says it stop when the condition is become true. When the condition become true, it will stop. Clear? So it means when the condition is become true, it will stop the loop. Write a pseudocode that continuously input number from the user until a negative number is entered. So this will loop when you enter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You will enter the number unless and until when you enter a negative number. When you enter -1, the loop will be stopped. Selection statement, if statement. Here, simple. It is called conditional statement. If number is greater than 0, then output the number is positive. Else output the number is not positive. For example, if you input number -15, -15 is greater than 0? No. So it obviously it will display output the number is not positive. Case of otherwise and end case. For a case statement, the value of variable decide the path to be taken. Several values are usually specified. Otherwise is a path taken for all the values. For all other values, the end of the statement is shown by end case. For example, this is example. Here I have explained case of variable. This is the syntax of variable, but in the next slide I will explain how we will solve a particular problem using case of otherwise end case. Here, for example, if marks are greater than 80, it should display A. If marks is greater than 70, it should display B. So declare marks as integer. Output enter your marks. For example, you enter any marks. For example, you enter 82 marks. So in which case 82 will come? 81 to 100, it will display A. So it will display A. For example, if you got 68 marks, so 68 marks come under the category of 61 to 70, so it will display output C. Totaling and counting. Totaling means sum or adding. Counting refers to determine the number of items. Number of times can be action is performed. Example of totaling: add all subject marks for a student to calculate their total score. Example of counting: count how many students have passed and how many number of students are failed. So if you are adding something, that is called totaling, and if you are counting something, that how many are failed or how many are pass, how many are overweighted or how many are underweighted or how many are heighted students and how many are have average students, how many are talented students. If you are counting such type of these are the example of counting. Past paper question in May and June 2024. This is a little bit technical question, but if you read it thoroughly, you will understand this question easily. Totaling and counting are standard method of solution. Numbers are input. The number 99999.9 is the last number to be input and ignored. When you enter 9999.9, it should be stopped. The loop should be stopped. First part. Write an algorithm in pseudocode to total the numbers, input and output the total. You do not need to validate the input. So the first part, you need to write a pseudocode that the user will enter the number. It will total all the numbers. When the user input 9999.9, it will stop like that. So we will take the first value is 0, total is 0. Total is equal to total plus 0. Input values. When you enter any number, for example 5 is equal to 9999.9, no. So it will repeat again. So total is equal to input value, total is 0, so you enter 5, 0 plus 5, 5. So now total is become 5. When you enter 7, any other value, it will add all the values unless and until. When you enter 9999.9, it will stop and it will display the total value. Counter. Input value. While value is not equal to 99.9, no. If value is greater than 100, yes. Then it will count, because in the question they say in part B that count all the values who are greater than 100 when the user input the value, and if that value is greater than 100, so counts that value. How many user have entered the values which are greater than 100. Maximum and minimum. Finding the largest and the smallest value in a list are two standard methods that are frequently found in algorithm. For example, finding the highest and the lowest marks awarded to a class student. So here we will put maximum equal to 0 and count equal to 1. Input marks. For example, you enter 15. 15 is greater than maximum 0. We take 0 for this purpose that it will compare the marks. So 15 is greater than 0. Yes, maximum marks will be 15. And count will be incremented by 1. Now the second student will enter the marks. If the second student, now the maximum value is 15 because you have entered the marks 15. If you input the marks 30, so 30 is greater than 15, yes, so the maximum marks will be 30. Similarly, it will find the largest marks of a student in a class list. Similarly, finding the minimum marks. So here we put minimum marks 100 because total marks is 100. So if you enter 15, 15 is less than 100, yes, so the minimum marks will be 15. Similarly, second marks, if you enter 12, 12 is less than 15, yes, so the minimum marks will be 15. For all 30 students, it will compare the marks, and at the last it will display the lowest marks. Array. An array can be thought of as a variable that can contain more than one data item, storing a list of names. What is a one-dimensional array? A one-dimensional array is a list of elements stored in a single row or column in memory. It has one index to access its element. An array can only store one data type. A 1D array is a linear array. Index generally start from 0, known as zero index. Now I will explain this in the next slide, that how array can be represented. This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the index, the array name is my list. So in the first index 0, the value is B. Similarly, in the index 1, the value is E. Index 2, the value is A. Index 3, a value is D. And index 4, and a value is S. Past paper question. The pseudocode algorithm has 5,000 numbers to be entered and stored in an array called number. For count to 5,000 input number. So in number, the count first will be 1, then it will repeat unless and until it reaches to 5,000. The question is, extend and rewrite the algorithm using a pseudocode to also count and output how many of the numbers stored in the array are greater than 500. For example, if someone enter numbers, input numbers. So if that number is greater than 500, so only that particular number need to be counted. Ignore the other numbers. For example, if some user enter 300 or 200 or etc. So we will write to, we need to extend this pseudocode. Only output higher with an appropriate message. We need to put count. So for count 1 to 1000, input number count. If number count is greater than 500, then you need to counter. Higher is equal to 0. So higher plus 1. It will count the values which values are greater than 5000. Two-dimension array, which we represent the data in rows and columns. Here row 0 is row and 0 is column. The data, the array name is X. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. So 0, 1, 2 and 3 are representing the columns. Similarly, row 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. So this is a past pseudocode to input and display data in 2 by 3 2D array. So far we will put nested loops here. For row 0 to 1, because 0 and 1, 2 by 3 dimension array. And for column 0 to 2, because 0, 1 and 2 are 3 columns. Here you will input row and 0. So first of all, it will input from 0. For 0, this loop will repeat from 0 to 2. For 0, this loop will repeat from 0 to 2. So 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0 and 2. It will input the array. Similarly, for 1 to 1, this will repeat from 0 to 2. So 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 2. So this is declare two-dimension array marks 3 by 4 array for 0 to 2 and 0 to 3. 0 to 2, there are 0, 1 and 2. 3 students, and 0 to 3 means 4 subjects. Marks means 3 student row and 4 subject columns. Dear students, how to find an error? This is past question paper. Here we have maximum is less to 1, minimum less to 1 for counter 0 to 1000. If less counter is less than maximum, this is an error because counter should be greater than maximum. If you read the previous slide, we have displayed that the counter value should be greater than maximum to display the less counter value should be greater than maximum to display the maximum value. So this is the first error. The second error, counter. Here they declare the variable count, whereas the variable is counter. The third error is end while loop. It should be end f, like this. Sorry, like this, end f. So this is an error. Similarly, this is an error. And similarly, this is error. This should be greater than, and this should be counter. It should be counter. Because here this is counter, and this should be greater than. Similarly, this should be end if. While they write end while. This is a mistake. So we identify 3 mistakes. In 1, 2, 6 and 10 lines, they have explained the equal sign. 4 and 7, they have an 8. They have explained the